Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm trying to find a way on how to start these streams off. I really am. I'm thinking about maybe calling it a show or calling it a stream. I don't know. I'm trying to find a new way because it's really awkward. The one thing I can say completely and how awkward it is the beginning. Like definitely. Ignore the hair cannot be helped. So yeah. The hair is fighting battles with everything. So yeah. So today's agenda, we're gonna clear the area that we're at, if we are that area. You know, the one we unlocked after we teleported from the purple missile, and that's gonna be it for Code Vein. And I'm gonna play Imperator Rome, and yeah. Theoretically speaking, it should be a 2-hour stream in total. Maybe it's gonna be an hour and 40 minutes or something. I'm gonna try for 2 hours, but we're gonna see how far it's going to go. All right. I think we kind of experimented on blood codes and to see what was working, and the answer was nothing was working. And yet the hair is, oh man, the hair is beautiful. Oh, that's just. It screams for gel that I do not have. Oh! Why didn't I'm a moron sometimes for the most basic things. Well, it's fixed. Somewhat. It still has like a little bit of bobbing, but it's fine. Using the camera as a mirror, it's big brain, it's galaxy brain time. It's big brain time. Alright, what blood am I using? Blood code. I'm using the warrior blood code. Alright, it's very powerful. Ooh. Loading time! Loading time. So, I have decided, and I have downloaded the Medieval 2 and the mod, the Divide and Conquer mod. And I am on that level where I'm actually debating on if I should possibly do a Let's Play. Or maybe stream. Why do I say that? Well, because I love the mod and I wanna. It seems like not a lot of people are doing Let's Plays of it anymore. The only person who is doing a Let's Play of it is the creator of the mod, which is genius marketing, basically. Hi, Mr. Happy. Welcome. Nice seeing you. Hype? Yeah, hype for Cold Vein. I agree 100%. 100%. Also, I got somehow addicted to Lord of the Rings again, and I can't stop quoting the movie when the Battle of Helm's Deep is about to happen, and Aragorn starts talking about sending help, and Theoden just, you know, who's gonna help, and then Aragorn is like, well, you know, Gondor, and like, well, where was Gondor, and you know, the iconic line, you know. Where was Gondor when the West fell and all that stuff? Ah, oh, beautiful. Yep, the Lord, nothing tops. It's truly fascinating when you look at it. Nothing truly tops Lord of the Rings. It's like movies topped off at Lord of the Rings, and right now it's all about maintaining or trying to maintain the quality. Nothing comes close to it. Nothing. It's truly fascinating when you think about it. Like, how is that possible from a movie from 2003 to command that level of quality? Because there are classics, of course there's classics, but even classics age. They age, and you start to look at them like, well, you know, this is it. It's aged. It's bad. But the movies never aged. Like, to this day, if you look at Rivendell or Hobbitown or Minas Tirith, it makes you wish it's real. It makes you. It's that well designed that it's just insane. It does help that Tolkien basically created a history and a world, and not just a setting, which I think many fantasy worlds are bad at. Basically, is they don't create worlds. They don't create. Tolkien created a history. Tolkien created something like it was a real thing. Instead of just being, you know, oh, it's a fantasy world, doesn't need a lot of details, he went the extra mile to fully create a believable world, which no other genre is trying to do. Some of the greatest, you know, fantasy games, and even, yeah, games, because movies are shit. There's not been a good fantasy movie or, you know, fantasy show at all. Like, you know, people can say, well, what about Game of Thrones? No. Game of Thrones is, it's very soft fantasy, when you think about it. Which many people have complaints about Lord of the Rings, but you have to understand it's a fantasy. In fantasy, everything is possible. Literally, everything is possible. Well, you know, so that means good guys don't die. But, you know, even Tolkien was not in, you know, crazy in thinking like that's all possible. So he created tragedy. He did. There are books that are gut-wrenching. I listened to the audiobook of Children of Húrin. Wow! That's a sad tale. Hidetaka, almost got it. Who is he? I don't know the creator. What did he create? Hidetaka. I know Miyazaki's last name is Hidetaka. Or is that his first name and Miyazaki is the last name or surname? Hidetaka Miyazaki. I think Miyazaki is the last name and Hidetaka is the name. Oh, it is. Oh, Dark Souls? Nah. Dark Souls is Dark Souls 1 almost there. I agree with that. Dark Souls 1 is almost there. It has such a fantasy feeling. Oh boy, it's a fantasy feeling. While Dark Souls 2 and 3 are just... Nah. Dark Souls 2 and 3 don't have the fantasy feeling. There is no, you know... if you're gonna be real, nothing compares going first time into the Darkwood Forest and Darkmoon Basin. Nothing compares in Dark Souls 2 and 3. That's fantasy. It's so, yeah, almost like he created almost the fantasy world that you wish was real. He was there, but he did not succeed, unfortunately. But weirdly enough, with Bloodborne he did. Bloodborne is an unbelievably well created world because he created a myth. Which many people, I think people, you know, appreciate that Miyazaki managed to create a world out of Bloodborne. He created a functioning, you know, a believable world because he created the mythos for that world, and that's where it worked. That's where I think where it worked. Dark Souls mythos don't work. Like, there is no myths. The only myth I can argue with is Gwyn killing dragons. That's the only myth I'm gonna argue, and it could be a believable myth, like, you know, but it's more of a legend. It's more of a story than actual myth. While Bloodborne has myths. Bloodborne has mythos. It has its own almost set laws and things where the world functions, how the world functions. It's beautiful. Like, Bloodborne definitely has the feeling. Dark Souls 3 is your favorite gameplay wise. Yeah, Dark Souls 3 has the best gameplay. Primarily because it copies Bloodborne, but sure. Dark Souls 1's story is amazing, yeah. No, I mean, story wise, I agree. Dark Souls 1 is peak. But I go with gameplay. For me, Dark Souls Souls games are gameplay first. It has to be the satisfying gameplay. Then we can talk about the story, and that's where Dark Souls 3 beats everything. There's nothing coming close to Dark Souls 3. That's Martyr Argarius, right? Or Martyr Logarius. Forgetting. I haven't played Bloodborne though, but I watched a lot of it, and I can with certainty say that the Great One herself, Amygdala, what? No, Ebertas, the Great One of the cathedral, and basically the reason why women give birth to those creepy children. So yeah, she was impregnating the priestesses in the cathedral. Father Logarius, not Mother. It's Father Logarius. Logarius, yeah. It's weird I remember that, even though I'm trying to forget everything just in case I get to play it. Ebertus has so much lore, so much mythos behind it. It's unbelievable. I wish we didn't have to kill her, because she is amazing as a developed boss and a character. Mythos help it. You don't actually learn much about Ebertus, but because of the mythos and the history in the world, the lore, you actually, you know, it becomes a mythical creature, a god. You meet a god in Ebertus, and I would argue she is the strongest one. But I can understand if people feel like the Moon Presence is the top dog. I don't think it is. I think Moon Presence is the weakest actually, because it has to hide. It's using manipulation to basically influence the world, while Ebertus is not even awakened when she influences the world. You awake her, so that's pretty cool. It's quite clear that Cathedral, I'm pretty sure the Cathedral uses her blood with all the with ceremonies and all that. They're using her blood and all that. And like I said, she is impregnating the priestesses in the Cathedral. Case in point, the babies look like her. So and the Great Ones need female humans to reproduce, because they cannot do it by themselves. Again, world building, like the lore of it is just beautiful. How it's designed. Oh, you mean the brain? The brain. Oh shit. The brain. What's this called? The School of Minces? Is that what it's called? That's the nightmare brain. Yeah. He is not. I don't think he is manipulating actually, because the School of Minces asked him, and he gave them a reason. If I remember correctly, they tried to create a nightmare. If I remember correctly, and they summoned him. So yeah, I don't think he's that powerful. He just also manipulative, but not on that level, because he gives answers. I think he gave them a lot of answers. I think Rim also kind of came from him. You know, the vacuous spider who became a kin. So I think she came from him, praying for him, because Mikolash, you know, mentions her, so it has to be the same. God we're talking about. Now, it's quite clear that all the gods and all great ones in the game influence humans. All of them. Amygdala is also one of them. Amygdala influences a lot of things in the day-to-day life, even not even the nightmare, because you need insight, you need the eyes in your head to actually see the truth. So who knows, maybe Amygdala was even before the insanity, you know, quite possible that Amygdala was there even before the night. It was a shock for me when I found out that Rome was a female. Yeah, well, she was a priestess. She just, you know, she prayed for insight, for eyes, and then becomes the question: what happened to us? And also, we're forgetting about Marco. Marco was also a great one. He was also a great one of a nightmare. But I think I don't know. Oh, thank you for the host, Mr. Happy. Thanks so much. I don't know how he was created though, because he's a baby. He's the child of Yarnum, right? The Queen of Yarnum. So Queen of Yarnum is no kin, and she is not a great one. But Marco is a great one. Or Marco just created the nightmare. Or maybe the cathedral used Marco to create a nightmare, because you killed a child to end the nightmare, which is such a good detail. More reasons why Bloodborne is so better than Dark Souls. It shows these horrible things happening, but you know the world around you is horrible. The world around you isn't nice, and you know the fact that you have a child be a nightmare, I think just gives more to storytelling. You know, it's a well-designed, it's an unbelievably well-designed game. And now that there's talks that it's quite possible it's gonna come to PC, oh man, the hype is real. The hype is real for me. I can't wait. If it's truly gonna come to PC, I can't fucking wait. She might be the first one of the old people, but she's not a great one. She's a human. Now, if she was I don't think she's a vampire. Although it's quite possible that she was a vampire. I can't remember actually if she was a vampire or not. Which is bad. There. What other great ones do we have? Yeah, Prumorian, there we go, them. Yeah, they discovered the great ones. They discovered the tombs, the chalices. So they started all the shit in Yharnam. So, but that becomes the question then. Was she impregnated by Amygdala? Oh, damn it, Amygdala, by Ibertas? That would be an interesting information. If she was, maybe Marco might just be a kin, and he and a great one impregnated the queen. But then which one? You know, you could say Ibertas again, but they didn't discover Ibertas. Ibertas was discovered much later. That's the reason why the choir was created, because of the discovery of Ibertas. They started studying her and using her blood. So, who discovered the first? What was the first great one that was discovered? That's not the question. Moon Presence was not, because Moon Presence is a nightmare. He is a fully awoken great one. And maybe that's the true power of great. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe lesser great ones need the nightmare. They need a world. They create a world of their own to be in power. While Ibertas is in the real world. She's a real, great one, not needing a world of her own. She exists in the plane that you exist, that Yharnam exists, and she exhibits her power without even being awoken. So it could be that. It could be that she is just... that the great ones need to create, to influence the humans, they need a nightmare of their own, a world of their own that they create. But some don't need that. Case in point, Ibertas. She doesn't have her own, she doesn't have a nightmare, she's there. She just sleeps. So, I don't know. That's some very crazy information. We all know that the old plague was the poison in the game. The old plague is the poison mechanic. Yes, it is. All the blood in the church is produced by a great one. So I'm just wondering, what was the first great one? Who was the first great one that was used? They used the blood to gain eyes, but then it was discovered that maybe that was not the best idea. Bloodborne, besides being a great mythos, is also just basically a story about humans trying to gain more knowledge and just being cursed by it, because some things you're just not supposed to know. Knowledge of gods is not going to be understood by humans. You will go insane. No. They did discuss. They used blood of a great one to enhance themselves, basically. Father, what's his name? The first vicar uses the blood of great ones. Also, the scholar, the head scholar, I forgot his name, also uses blood to use the blood of great ones to gain insight. And he says, like, you know, they're made by the blood, cursed by the blood, and all that stuff. But then, I guess the problem becomes that the blood, using the blood also creates a beast in you. If you don't have enough insight. So just using the blood makes you become a beast. Understanding and using the blood doesn't affect you. You just become insane because of insight. So maybe that's the limit. Maybe that's the difference. You can use the blood. If you have high enough insight, you will never become a beast because of your understanding of the world or understanding of the gods, however you want to look at it. But not understanding, not having enough insight, makes you a beast. Case in point is the beast ballot. The more insight you have, the less effective it is, because you cannot become a beast. The blood of your enemies doesn't trigger you, the beast in you, which the usage of the blood of great ones creates. But if you have low enough insight, then the primal desire, I guess, becomes affected. The blood then affects you. And everybody has great one's blood inside them, all of Yharnam, because they're transfusing it, they're drinking it. So, and you at the beginning also get that blood. So it could be that, yeah, if you don't have understanding of the great one's insight, the blood just turns you into a beast. But if you have it, then you become insane from insight. It doesn't affect you, the blood cannot affect you because you have understanding of it, but you become insane because of the understanding of it, because you're trying to understand something that's not possible to understand. You're trying to understand the gods. And forget not, great ones in Bloodborne are gods. I mean, just look at Ibertas. She has full power to summon the universe, a pocket universe, and fire meteors at you. If that's not power, I don't know what is. If you have power to summon a universe, a pocket universe, basically, what else are we gonna talk here? There's no talk. Great ones, you know, certainly have a lot of power, but again, it's a hierarchy. It seems like there are more powerful great ones, and the weaker great ones need nightmares to stay in power, to be powerful. You know, moonlit, moon presence, amygdala. Marco's Vetners, Marco, I think, is a kin. I don't think he is a great one. He's just a kin. But you can have, you can say that amygdala is also very powerful. But I think amygdala shows itself because it influences the mind from the nightmare. Amygdala is the fear. And the moment you start, I guess the more insight you have, the more you understand the fear. And that's why you can see amygdalas. Because they're not the amygdala. So it's quite possible that amygdala just is, they're trying to showcase fear. And the more insight you have, the more you start to understand things, and more you start to understand the fear. And that's why you can see amygdalas in the end. And of course, then, what's the ending then? Do you become a great one? Do you become kin? That's an interesting question. Is it possible to become a great one? I don't think we're gonna have answers to that just yet. I don't know how plausible it is to become a great one. You know, we eat 3 umbilical cords and then we're born as a great one, basically, or as a kin. So, but kins are not born; they're remade. They're made. There needs to be already existing human to become a kin, while great ones, they're not possible to be born. So that becomes a question of, well, what the fuck are we? Who gives, you know, if we are birthed, who gives birth? It's not the doll. The doll cannot become, the doll cannot, is a doll. Let's just say it's a doll. So no, the doll is definitely not it. So who is the one? If we are birthed, but if we are made, then it's kin. But I don't know. Maybe the fact that we ate the umbilical cords and we drink the blood, basically from moon presence, we gain that, we become a great one. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Whoa, I'm missing a part. Also not using buffs. Why am I not using buffs? I do not know. Okay, what part am I missing? Am I missing the center part? No way. Wait, let's see. Maybe I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I'm not missing anything. Here's 100%. Yep, alright. 26 minutes. We can do some side quests, probably. Let's. We have a lot of souls. Haze. We have slow mobility though, which is killing us. Let me just check to see the weaknesses of the knight. Oh, so he is. Oh, so he is actually weak to lightning, to ice and lightning. Really? Yeah, he's weak to ice and lightning. That I did not expect from him. All right, well, ice me up, baby. Let's do this. I love the Queen's Knight fights. Oh, I also love the ability that he has. Welcome back, Mr. Happy. There we go. Very easy fight once you realize what his weaknesses are. That was a very easy fight actually. Wow. Oh well. Vamos canto when was popel. Vamos canto. Damn it, that quote is so good. That quote is good. Just skip. Burned Warhammer. Drinking coffee, tea, or something, or a hot drink of any kind. You know, hot wine is pretty good. Cooked wine, sorry, not hot wine. Well, I mean, technically it's just hot wine. You're not gonna, cooked wine. But I don't know. Now it's silver. Oh no, yeah, cruise silver. Sorry, the daughter. What does she have? Restores HP when you enter folk. No, 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 no. Monster Hunter World is cancer. I don't know. I have never played the game, so I cannot tell you if it is cancer or if it isn't cancer. And honestly, I don't care much about Monster Hunter World. I was interested in Monster Hunter World, but then I don't know. I dropped interest. I don't know what it is, but I just dropped interest. Which is really funny because there was the new update, the new expansion, sorry, the Ice World or Iceborne, whatever the name is, and some reviewers complained that you are hunting animals. You know, your job. Yeah, I know unskippable cinematics are cancer. Yeah, I don't know how much I agree about that or not. It's really funny, you know. Like, yes, your job as a hunter is to hunt. That's the fucking job. And then they try to they didn't try to. They implied that it's colonialism basically, or it showcases colonialism as in a good light or something like that. Which honestly I don't care. It happened. It's history. For some countries that was the boom, for other countries that was misery. So it depends on the look of it. That I can agree. Like, for example, unskippable tutorials are that's cancer. Unskippable tutorials are, oh, that's horrible. That's just horrible. If you beat the game once, just why am I having to do it again? But yeah, so they criticize the game for hunting, you know, for being brutal towards animals, you know, the job, the thing you're paid, you know, you're doing, you know. The whole point of the game is for you to hunt animals, which I have no problems with. You know, it's a game. It's not real life. I can understand people hunt wildlife, but if it comes to hunting endangered animals, that's a problem. Like, come on. You like hunting, fair enough, but why you gotta hunt tigers or elephants or stuff like that where you know they're extinct? Why do you wanna lose them? It just makes no fucking sense. Why would you exterminate something with a choice? Some things you didn't know. For example, the dodo bird. We didn't know that the swine and chicken would basically kill the bird. Well, swine, I think, is the main reason why. So, you know, people didn't expect that. It was a consequence of settling. But this, you know, hunting tigers, that's, you are aware of what you're doing. Yes, tigers are dangerous animals, but as long as they don't threaten humans, they don't go actively to human cities or villages, that's fine. The moment a tiger tries to attack a human, then you kill it. Guess what? It attacked you. You have full right to kill it. There's no such thing as, oh, but you know, try to save it. No, fucker, it attacked you. It's a dangerous fucking animal. Fuck is wrong with you? Trying to save it. No, motherfucker, you kill the fucking animal. If it attacks you, kill it. Whether it's a bear, tiger, lion, doesn't fucking matter. Your life is the most important thing, not some animal. And if you want to be an advocate for animals, guess what? You're an animal too. So there you go, advocate for yourself. For fuck's sake. But if it doesn't, if it doesn't harm anyone, if it just lives, then let it live. There's no reason then to go hunt it full on. Basically. If you know they are extinct. Now, wild boars, fine. Oh, whoa, what the fuck? Wild boars, fine. I can understand it. Don't kill it, it's endangered. Well, again, if the endangered animal is attacking you, if the animal, like I said, if a tiger, bear, or lion attacks you, then it's fine. You have full right to kill it. It's called self-defense. But that means active, not like going to a habitat, being like a fucking moron, knowing that, oh, there's lions there, be careful. No, I don't care, I'm just gonna go with where the lions are. That's you being a moron, and you deserve to die then. Because you're being a moron. You understand there's, those are dangerous animals. And you're going to a habitat where they don't give a damn, they will kill you. So, at that point you're like, well, it's your fault. Why are you actively going for lions when, they have the capability of killing you rather easily? It just doesn't have any sound reasoning to me. It's the same story about the tourist that tried to take a picture with a bear. That was smart. That was the peak of human evolution. The moment you try to take a picture with a bear, that was fucking amazing. Like at that moment, you just try to think like, what happened? What was the thought process of you thinking it's okay to try to take a picture with a bear, a wild bear, not even like a circus bear or in a zoo, and you're just behind a... No. We're talking about a wild bear appearing, you stopping, and you try to take a picture. At that moment, you just don't feel sad about the death. At that moment, you're just like, well, you deserve it. You can't be that much of a moron. You can't. Common sense has to be there. If there's no common sense, you ain't gonna be good. You got Miku last night. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Okay, I have no idea what that animal is. It looks like shit, but it's funnish. What? It's funnish even... well, what do you mean by funnish? So yeah, I just think like... the notion of human life is less important than animal life is the biggest stupidity ever said by human beings ever. Hands down. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm never gonna think an animal's life is more important than my own life. Or my fellow human's life. Pure and simple. I don't give a fuck how, if an animal is attacking us, I don't give a fuck how instinctive it is. We're defending ourselves. No remorse. But at the same time, not gonna go actively looking for it. Pure and simple. So yeah, that's why I cringe so hard when activists try to say, when people are sad about a dog dying, go fuck yourself. You're sad a dog died, but 70 humans died. Go fuck yourself at that point. Just go fuck yourself. I get it. People are desensitized to humans dying. We see it all the time. Who gives a fuck? It's an art kill. It's an art kill count. Nah, go fuck yourself. If you're gonna be sad about the dog dying, be sad about the humans dying too. If you're not sad about, just be fucking realistic a little bit here. It's kind of fun, but it's also bullshit sometimes. Oh, so it's an annoying enemy. Got it. Oh, scout, nice. Naomi. You don't know those humans though. But it's mostly the critics, and when you hear people on the internet. It's usually the people on the internet actually, not the common sense people that live around you. It's usually people on the internet going on these crusades and trying to be the upper, trying to all of a sudden be what the fuck? I'm getting black screens.